Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a realistic what I read in the week. So if you're new to my channel, I am currently studying for the MCAT, which means I'm trying to be studying between 5 to 7 hours a day. And that's about normally what I would be doing as a full-time student anyways. So today is Tuesday. I did not read at all yesterday, Monday, which is why we're starting the vlog a little bit late this week. So this morning, I finished the last 30 or so pages of Float Plan, which I literally started reading at the end of June. And it is not because this is a bad book or anything like that. This is honestly a really, really good book. But I read the first 200 or so pages before I left for a 3-week vacation, and I couldn't bring this book because I just did not have any more room in my suitcase. After 3 weeks I came back and then just wasn't really in the mood to finish it because I was currently reading, I think, Binding and Keeping 13, and I just could not leave that to come back to this. And it has taken me the full month between them to come back and finish this. Anyways, I finished this book. I am giving it a 4.25. In this book, the main character, Anna, her fiance recently committed suicide, or it's been about a year, and they were supposed to go on this boat trip together. Instead, as kind of a healing journey, she decides to take it alone, and while she goes on this, she runs into somebody who originally she just kind of hires him to help her with the boat because she isn't able to, she doesn't know how to work the boat. And you basically just follow her as she heals in her grief and kind of comes to terms with the fact that this person isn't in her life anymore. And the guy, Kian, is a sailor, but he had one of his legs amputated in an incident. And since then, he hasn't been able to get an actual job on a boat in the same way that he used to. And it basically just follows both of them as they kind of help each other heal through their traumas, and then also just find peace through nature, kind of being in the ocean. I don't know, it's really cute. It's set in the Caribbean. You could honestly read this at any time of the year because even though it's a really summery setting, it goes through the winter holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if you want to read this during then when you want a summery book, I would really recommend this one. And yeah, I was gonna say too, for being such a short book, this book is only 450 something pages. I think it still really develops their relationship and her overcoming her grief in a good way. And yeah, I don't know, really like this book. Anyways, tonight I really wanted to read something off my TBR, and I've been reading a lot of the romances, so I kind of wanted to read a thriller. So I'm going to be picking up Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is a pretty short book also, so I'm hoping it doesn't take me too long to get through. Yeah, I don't know. I'll come back when I have anything to say about it. Hey guys, so it is the end of the night and I have really done no reading. I have read the first chapter of Sharp Objects, which, can I say, ended on, I don't even know if it was supposed to be this big shocker or reveal, but I'm already very intrigued. And it's only 14 or 15 pages in. I'm really intrigued to see where this goes because already my mind got blown. And now I'm kind of confused about what's about to happen. So basically what this book is about, okay, so the main character Camille is a investigative journalist and she's been assigned to go back to her hometown and cover a case where a girl has recently been missing, but then also a little while ago another girl died in this town. So basically there's a lot of weird things happening, nobody really knows why or who, and the main character is basically coming back to investigate, like I said. It almost reminded me, not necessarily fully from the plot, but kind of just the initial vibe of His and Hers by, I believe it's Alice Feeney, just kind of with the initial journalist going to her hometown. And I don't know, I will say the first 14 pages, not that much I can go in depth about, but first plot twist that comes up definitely has already been blowing my mind. So with that said, I just kind of want to keep reading, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on how this book continues to progress. guys, so I want to do a little update for Sharp Objects. So I just ended up reading to the end of chapter 2 last night, which was page 30-ish, 31. Right, and then so right now I'm on page 64, which is right at the beginning of chapter 5. So I will say, like, Gillian Flynn does a really good job at making everybody seem suspicious. Even the, okay, so basically, like I said, so this is following a murder of this young girl, which brings this reporter Camille into their town to investigate. And while she's there, a second girl gets murdered. And she's kind of talking to the townspeople, talking to the families of the girls, basically just trying to get information about them and kind of just build this, you know, case, not necessarily so she can solve it, but so she can write a report on it because her boss is making her. Anyways, so she's talking to one of the townspeople and she's kind of just asking, why would these girls potentially be targeted, or kids in general in this town be targeted? And you basically find out some suspicious things about them as well. So it's like, I don't know, there's so many different ways this could go, really, and she's doing a really good job at keeping like any single possibility open, and every single person, like I said, is suspicious and could potentially, you know, have been involved. And yeah, this is definitely, so far, even just this only a little bit in, one of the better thrillers that I've read. Because to be honest, like, I've read a few of Alice Sweeney's books, I've read a few of Frida McFadden's, and honestly, I did like Frida's books, and I thought Alice Sweeney's were okay. I liked Rock, Paper, Scissors, and the rest were give or take for me, but so far, this one is, you know, getting me right into the story and kind of giving me what I really want out of a thriller. But the problem is, half of what makes a good thriller is, like, the big plot twist, or, you know, the ending. So, as much as I am liking it right now, you know, there is definitely still like a lot of room for that to potentially change, because the ends of thrillers are really where, you know, the rating will come in. But yeah, so I just want to say, so far, really liking this. Okay, hey guys, so I know I said I wanted to try and finish this tonight, but I do not see that happening. Right now, I'm about halfway through. So I know I said she's going back to her hometown, but I don't think I mentioned that she's like staying at her mom's house, and her mom is creepy. Her half-sister, because her mom got remarried, she's really creepy. I don't know, there's just like a bunch of weird stuff going on, and I don't know, her sister is like 13, but she's like the biggest mean girl, acts like a 20-year-old. Anyways, basically not too much more has developed. It's basically just like her going around and talking to more of like the family and like the different townspeople and trying to figure out what's going on. She's starting to work like with one of the policemen, and he's like asking her out on dates and stuff. But yeah, so I will update you guys more in the morning. Okay, hey guys, so clearly it is the next day. Still reading Sharp Objects. I'm about like 140 pages in, so I have like a little bit over 100 left. Still really liking it. But yeah, so I will see you guys when we're at the beach. Okay, hey guys, so we are currently at the beach. Gosh, it's so bright. It's really overcast. I don't know if you can tell. The waves just make it so much more relaxing to read. It's actually, I'm kind of surprised. It's a Friday and it's like 12 o'clock, yet there's practically nobody around me, and I'm having a great time. Although I really should not be on my stomach. My back is like 3 shades darker than my front because I got really badly burned on my back. But I hate laying on my back at the beach and having to stare straight at the sun. I don't know, it's just not fun. Let me know if I'm not alone in that. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue reading this, and I don't know, like I feel like my thoughts haven't really changed so far. I'm still really liking it. It's basically just building suspense and deepening suspicions of basically like all of the characters, which is essentially what I've already been saying. Damn, the waves are waving right now. And yeah, so that is basically it.
Cut your edge out to some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now. Got me bummed out. You, baby, baby, baby. I remember empty my shit. I should've kept from losing best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me on you, baby. You don't care.
Hey guys, so I just made it back from the beach and changed and everything like that, but I just had to come back for a quick little rant about beach parking, because what should have been like a $4 trip to the beach for parking is now over $50 because they gave me a parking ticket for parking slightly in front of the line because the person behind me was parked in front of the line. Ugh. Kind of stuff just ruins my day. Like, I literally almost started crying. No, I did start crying, but we're just gonna say almost. So that's how my day is going, but we did get a little bit more through this. I only have like 70 pages left, but yeah, again, same thoughts. Everybody's suspicious. No idea where this is going. What is going on? Okay, hey guys, so I just finished Sharp Objects and I really enjoyed this. Honestly, I haven't really been able to get into that many thrillers lately. I just really haven't been in the mood for them, and I honestly wasn't feeling in a super thriller mood when I even picked this up, so I kind of just like pushed myself, but I honestly did end up really liking it. Gillian Flynn did a really good job of making the ending shocking, but it's still tied into everything that's, you know, building up as you go through. Again, I don't want to give too much away since this is a thriller, but I definitely would recommend this. It's super good for how short it is. I would say it's a really good ending. It's shocking, but also like understandable, if it's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I would say like a 4.25, 4.5. Like, I don't feel like I'll remember it or think about it very often in the future, which is preventing me from giving it much higher, but I don't know. I did really like it. Hey guys, so it's later in the day. I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick up another book or not, but I am actually like 70% through Done and Dusted on my Kindle, so I've decided I'm just gonna finish reading that tonight instead of picking up a new book, just since it's easier to read on my Kindle at night anyways. And I do actually really like that book and I want to finish it before I just forget to. So yeah, I'm just gonna be reading that for the rest of the night. And okay, hey guys, so it is the next day. I finished Done and Dusted a little while ago and it was really good, but I do feel like I'm starting to get a little bit sick of the romance genre and need to try something else. Okay, so it is between Clementine and Luke. He is one of her older brother's best friends and he kind of owns like the town bar. She had a horse riding accident because she's like a professional rider, and it causes her to go back into her hometown and just kind of puts her in this really bad mental state. And essentially like he kind of helps her get over that mental hurdle and yeah, it was really cute. The spice kind of made me cringe a little bit, but there was like ADHD rep in the book. The main character, Clementine, has ADHD and I do too. So I did definitely like relate to little moments throughout the book where she's talking about like sensory issues. I think it was with clothes and maybe something else because I've definitely had that myself. So I liked how the author kind of integrated those things in to where maybe for the people with ADHD, you kind of see yourself in her. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think I might just be getting a little bit tired with the genre. So while I did really like it and I thought it was really cute, I don't think it was anything super special. And I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna remember it. But I mean, there is a sequel apparently coming out in fall at some point, so maybe having a second book will kind of strengthen my feelings for the first. I don't know. But anyways, so I wanted to start another book, and that is going to be House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin Craig. So this one's a fantasy, but it also seems kind of thrillery because there's a mystery that we're trying to solve. Basically, I know it's based on the 12 Dancing Princesses, the Barbie movie, which I loved a lot when I was younger. And this is obviously like a darker twist on that because in the beginning of this, 4 of her sisters are dead or something. And we're basically like trying to get to the bottom of that. And yeah, so that's basically all I really know. I've heard a ton of really mixed things on this book actually. I've heard some people say they could not get into it and it was really boring, but I've also seen some people like absolutely love it. So I'm really interested to see what my personal reaction to this book is going to be. And so yeah, I will take you guys along as I read this book. Okay, hey guys, so it is later in the day and I am 75 pages into A House of Salt and Sorrow. I'm not like super, you know, into it yet. Obviously, we're still kind of in the beginning. I think the plot is just starting to like, you know, take off. So basically, like I said, 4 of the sisters are dead and one of the main character, Annalise, who's kind of like the second oldest right now, one of her more younger sisters is starting to like say that she's seeing the ghosts or, you know, post-death mutilated bodies of her dead sisters roaming around in their bedrooms. So I don't know where this is going. Didn't know this was gonna be like, I mean, I guess it says haunting. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be like somewhat ghost story-y. But yeah, I mean, I have literally no idea where this is going. The stepmom is kind of suspicious, but I don't know what her role, if she has a role to do with any of this. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts up until this point. Are definitely starting to get a bit weirder. I guess one of the things is gonna probably be like it's hard to tell what's real and what's, you know, like imagination or maybe just like all in your head. I guess those are the same things, huh? Okay, hey guys, so it is later in the day on Sunday, and I don't know, I've just been really tired today, honestly. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I look kind of busted. But yeah, so I've basically just been doing like schoolwork, flashcards this morning, trying to get as much studying as I can. But for the past like hour or so, my brain has just been like not working and way too tired to be doing intense focusing. So I have just been reading more of A House in Salt and Sorrows. I don't know, I'm having really mixed feelings about this book. It's some parts I'm like, wow, it is interesting. My attention is captured. So yeah, in some parts I am still intrigued to like see what happens next. It captures my attention. I'm like, ooh, you know, something crazy happens. But I don't know. One of my like major critiques with this book is because, you know, there's basically a mystery that we're trying to solve. It just seems like the author is really trying to make one character seem very obviously suspicious. And I don't love that, because it's either if that is the cause behind all of the death, then it feels very like obvious and kind of boring. But if it's not, then it's just like so clearly misleading, and that's kind of what I'm thinking the entire time that it's being like, you know, brought up. I feel like also maybe just because it's YA, but I feel like the horror aspects or just like the creepiness factor could have been turned up a little bit. I don't know. That's basically just how I'm feeling. So I am currently about like 250 pages in, which means I have about 150 left, and I am definitely trying to finish this tonight. But yeah, I don't know. It's getting it just feels a little bit slow. It feels like for the amount of time that I've been reading this book, not that much has happened. You know, hopefully it starts to pick up a little bit more, but for now, looking like a 3 stars.
Yeah. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now. Baby, I took a half and she took the whole thing. Slow down. Baby, we took a trip, now we on your block and it's like a ghost town. Baby, where did these niggas be at when they say they doing all this and all that? Tired of beefing you bums, you can't even pay me enough to react. Been waking up in the crib, and sometimes I don't even know where I'm at. Please don't pay that nigga songs in this party, I can't even listen to that. Anytime that I run into somebody, it must be a victory lap. Hey, shawty come sit on my lap. Hey, they saying Drizzy just snap. This is between us, it's not like a store, this isn't a closable gap. Hey, I see some niggas attack.
Okay, so I just finished A House of Salt and Sorrows, and honestly, it was just one of those books where the premise was cool, but I don't know if the execution was really as good as it could have been. A lot of the twists, I would be thinking, oh, this is pretty cool, but I didn't actually care about anything that was happening towards the end. I don't know, I felt like there was something off with the pacing. I was a little bit disappointed, and yeah, so I think I'm gonna give this like a 2.75 stars. There's, like I said, there were components that I thought were cool and I really liked, but it also just kind of, I don't know, in some ways it just did feel very YA, which I normally do enjoy YA, but I don't know, something about this just kind of felt not very fleshed out enough, and especially for a fantasy, I feel like at this point just read so many others that I like more, that my standards are higher. Maybe if you're newer to the genre you would still like this book, but for me it was, yeah, like I said, about a 2.75 stars. So this wraps up what I realistically read during a week. Like I said, this actually was pretty average. I read 2 books and finished like the ends of 2 books, so not bad, but not like my best reading week either, obviously. So to wrap it all up, I really liked Sharp Objects. Done and Dusted and The Float Plan were both cute, and I would definitely recommend. House of Salt and Sorrows, you could probably skip it. It's definitely not like revolutionary. Honestly, there's just a lot better fantasies out there, and I think you should read those instead. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching this week's video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.